Have you ever thought you were getting dementia? Have you had days where you're just thinking, I can't remember anything. I'm losing my mind. Give me an example. You walk into a room, you go in there, and you're suddenly thinking, why did I come in here? And then you say, oh, yeah, I came in to get my glasses. And then you realize they were on your head the whole time. Well, if that's happened to you before, join the club. If it hasn't happened to you, give it some time. Because as we get older, we do start to have slips in memory. And the good news is that when they say that you forget your glasses on your head, that's not necessarily meaning that you're starting to getting Alzheimer's disease or something like that. It just means that you're getting older. And the better news is there are things that science tells us that you can do that can improve your memory and also make your brain healthier. And today I am going to give you the top 10 things that we can do to keep our brains healthy. Number one, move. Move. Yes. You heard the old adage, use it or lose it. That could not be more true when you get older. And there are a lot of things that we can do. And the simplest one, which I do every day, is walk. You've walked your entire life. What if for 30 minutes in the morning, you went out and walked the neighborhood for 30 minutes? I try and get about 10,000 steps a day, but if you get out there and they say that if you could exercise for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, that's pretty damn good. Take the weekend off. If you got a dog, that's awesome because you can walk the dog in the morning. And I guarantee you that that dog is going to tell you every morning, hey, dad, hey, mom, this is what we do every day. And you'll get out and do it. Also, you need to exercise. We begin to lose muscle mass as we get older, and nothing is better to help keep that muscle mass than to lift weights. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go down to the gym and pump heavy weights. No, you could get some dumbbells that you have at home. You could get a little bench that you can do exercises with. You can do a lot of weight bearing exercises. And also, this is really, really, really important is your balance at this point. We can't fall down anymore, folks. I'm 67. And I know even at this age, I don't want to hit the ground, not on purpose, because only bad things happen. And one of the big reasons that happens is that people stop doing exercises and things that continue to help them keep their balance when they're upright. So there's a lot of things you can do. Yoga, you can do Tai Chi, you can just do exercises on your own where you're standing on one leg. Whatever it is, you need to do that. Okay. Number two, which is also very important, keep learning. Keep that brain active. Now, I know a lot of you might do crossword puzzles. That is awesome. But why not do something to challenge your brain that it's never been exposed to before? So you learn to play an instrument. Maybe you do something like take up photography. In your community, I am pretty sure you're going to find a place that has interesting classes you can take. You know, those one-time classes, maybe how to learn how to cook great Italian food. Get out there and do it. That is really important. Learn more and keep reading. That is another great exercise. Nobody reads books anymore. I hope that you still do. Number three, don't become a hermit. You really need to get out there still. And whether that is through, taking up some kind of social activity, a lot of people playing pickleball now, then you get the exercise in there. Just staying connected to people. Maybe on those morning walks, you see other people out there and, have a conversation. But the worst thing you can do at this point is cut yourself off. And especially with family members too, even if it means getting on the phone sometime and they have FaceTime. My kids do that to me all the time. It took me a while to get used to it, but I love it now because I get to see them. There's a big difference. And then when you're just talking on the phone and you're just hearing a voice, when you can see it, that's awesome. A lot of folks are active with their church, but there's so many other, social groups out there that you could be involved in. And it could be just one of those things that, you don't have to do it every week, but stay in touch. Number four, feed your brain. And it turns out that feeding your brain is as important as feeding your heart. And that means, eating good food. They talk about the Mediterranean diet. Now, that may not be for you, but I can tell you that if you eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of salads, a lot of fruit, fish, that's a tough one for me because I don't like fish very much. But good foods, become educated. You can get on YouTube, and there's all kinds of great videos about good food that you can eat at this age and foods that really do feed your brain. Number 5, sleep. I'm an awful sleeper. I'm trying to do better. I been taking magnesium, and I have my Apple Watch here that I keep track of my sleep. But don't eat late at night. Don't have alcohol after a certain time in the evening if that's what you like to do. But cut it off early because that can interfere with your sleep. But most importantly is get some hours, log some hours. You definitely want to get between 7 and 8 hours. And if you've eaten well and you haven't done these other things, you should get a good night's sleep because, you hear these people now, these experts saying that sleep is as important, if not more, than everything else, including the exercise and everything that, they're also asking you to do. Number 6, take care of your heart. Really, it's only got so many ticks in there, and you can do things to use them up, in a sense, and shorten your lifetime. And you don't want to have high blood pressure, high cholesterol. A lot of folks, they get heavy, and then you've got that diabetes threat there, which is not good at all. And these things, they don't just affect your heart. They affect those vessels that go to your brain. Everything is connected. And also, this is another thing that we do when we get older is that we don't pay attention as much to seeing our doctors, making regular visits because it's a bother or you think you're feeling fine. And if something happens, then I'll go. Well, I'm sure you've had friends that did the same thing and they get really bad news with a cancer or something else. And if only a year before they would have gone to that annual checkup, it might have been a completely different story. So, stay in touch with your medical professionals. This one I think is really interesting. Check out your hearing. When's the last time that you actually went to somebody who checks your hearing? I mean, we remember we did it in school way back when, where the beep, and a lot of people get older and they don't check their hearing. And the only way they really are made aware of it is if their kids finally say, Dad, I told you that 3 times. Didn't you hear me? Or they're tired of you saying, what? So get your hearing checked. That's not a big deal. No pain involved. Number 8, reduce your stress. And people think, well, if you're retired, what kind of stress do you have? Well, I know people, maybe they're getting ready to retire. That's certainly a stressful level. But if you're retired, stress never goes away. You just find new things to be stressed out about. There's all kinds of things you can do. They talk about doing deep breathing, finding a quiet place, meditate, listen to music. If you love your animals, spend a lot of time with your animals. There's no better stress reliever than a favorite dog or a cat. Number 9, as I mentioned, pay attention to these medications. We get to this point in our lives, and we really need to know what we're putting in our bodies and if it's something that maybe you don't need. So as I mentioned, really review your medications. That's all part of this health journey that we're on. Number 10, skip miracle pills or the miracle remedies or miracle programs. If it sounds really easy and you can do it that easily, well, it's probably not true. It's probably not something that's going to help you. You can see that, like especially with all these memory remedies out there that you can buy even at the pharmacy, it's most of those are just bunk. But the overall is make sure you take care of yourself physically, make sure you take care of yourself mentally, and overall, it's going to certainly make your life a lot better. So those are my top 10. And folks, don't necessarily just take it from me, but I hope I've given you some ideas about what you can do to stay healthier and keeping your brain sharp. So thanks for listening. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. If not, keep tuning into the content. I'm going to be putting up more and more. And join this community. At some point, we're going to start doing some live streaming, and I hope that you'll come on and we can start the conversation. I'm going to be doing interviews with a lot of experts that we're going to bring on. So I'm hoping you're going to join us for this journey. I'm Sean Mooney, and I will see you next time.